So we are going to jump into our first guest today, who is Jesse Jacques from the IBEW 158 Electrical. And so he's going to be talking to us about being an electrician today. So Jesse, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, and thanks for having me today. Again, my name is Jesse Jacques. I'm a journeyman electrician by trade. Currently, I am the assistant business manager for the IBEW, which is the union electrical trade. We do cover northeastern Wisconsin. But what I would like to tell you is that if you are not interested in being an electrician, but are interested in apprenticeship, different trade of some sort, you can always contact me and I can be the conduit, no pun intended, for you to get to one of those trades to see maybe the entry process or what you may need to do going forward. So feel free to reach out to me as well. So who am I? Like I said, I am Jesse Jacques. I am a journeyman electrician. I got here from unconventional way. I started later in my 20s, probably 24, 25. I did work in a paper mill in Green Bay, and I lost my job about 20 years ago due to outsourcing to Mexico. I went back to NWTC for the electricity program. I got my apprenticeship and continued on through the trade. Then I've worked as a journeyman, a foreman, a superintendent. I've traveled around, done some work around the country, throughout the state, most of that by my choice. And then I have now come into the office here at the IBEW, and I oversee referral, putting people to work, our CW construction wireman program, which is a pre-apprenticeship program, and then also our youth apprenticeship and our registered apprenticeship program with the state of Wisconsin. So that's who I am. So job tasks and duties, electrical work, construction work, as you're going to hear from Bolt as well, is much different than when I worked at the paper mill. There used to be a saying in the paper mill is, you know, the good part about the paper mill is it's always there. You always had a place to go to work. The bad part about the paper mill is it was always there. You were always going there, doing the same thing repetitively, working with the same people. And if you get along with those people and everything works out every day, that's great. But as humans, that typically does not always work out that way. In the trades, you will be inside, working outside, different job sites. You'd be moving around to different job sites. You know, I always tell apprentices, you know, you may get on a job site that you don't like. It might be cold outside at that time, but that job is going to finish up and you're going to move on to another one. That's the great part about the job. The bad part about the job is you're going to get on a job site that you really like and enjoy working with other people. And you know what, that job is going to end as well. And you're going to move on to a different job. So there is different job tasks. They change throughout daily. You may be at the same job site, but today we might be doing some underground work. We might be pulling wire, installing conduit. You might be on a solar job. We might be wiring up machinery. We might be troubleshooting. The next day, once that task is finished, we're moving on to another one. So tomorrow, you know, you might be outside working on the roof, wiring up an air handler. So there are a lot of different job tasks, a lot of different duties. I would say people may say this is not a job task or a duty, but I think Bolt would probably agree with me, and anybody else you talk with in the construction industry. You need to show up every day. We need good attendance. The ability to say, you know what, I'm going to work from home 3 days this week, and you know, Thursday and Friday, you know, I'll show up at the job site. It just doesn't work. We're building, you know, projects for people, buildings, you know, homes, places where they work, hospitals, churches, you know, paper mills, schools. They need you there every day. So that is a definite job task and duty that you need to have, is good attendance and show up every day. So apprenticeship is a different way to get a career. You know, you're going to hear Bolt talk as well. We're not offering jobs here. We're offering careers, a career path to a good paying job, with pension benefits, retirement benefits, safely working job sites, insurance, and apprenticeship is the way to get there. Apprenticeship is a little different than what your normal school would be, even different than the high school for electricians. You would go to NWTC, or if you're in a different part of the state, another Wisconsin Technical College System school to do your apprenticeship day school. So, for example, if you were an apprentice today, for me, Wednesday, April 14th, if that's your school day, you would have showed up on Monday and Tuesday and went to work typically 8 hours a day. If they're working overtime, maybe you're working 9s or 10s or 12s. If there's a shutdown, maybe, or something. But typically you go to work 8 hours a day. You'd go to work or school 8 hours today at NWTC. You do your coursework, your book work, and then Thursday and Friday you would go back on the job site, and you get paid 40 hours, full wages and benefits for going to school. So Wisconsin is the only state in the entire United States that, under apprenticeship law, says that you have to pay an apprentice to go to day school. So you can call yourself on scholarship, I guess, if you'd like to. So I'm ready for the next slide. Thank you. So high school classes, what do you need? You have to graduate from high school. You have to. I remember when I was in high school in the 90s and I didn't want to get out of my bed, my dad would say, if you don't get to high school and graduate, you're going to dig ditches or you're going to end up in the military. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but doing that type of work and being in the military, they don't take you if you don't graduate from high school either. So you have to graduate. If you have algebra, reading skills and attendance are critical. Our employers know, I'm sure Bolt will agree, that if you look at almost every single individual who has had attendance issues in high school tend to have attendance issues on the job. And I know every high school student always tells me, well, if I was paid to be here, I'd show up every day. And I usually tell them, well, I'll agree with you, but typically that's not the truth, because the people who leave our apprenticeship program, who we are paying to be there every day, usually are bounced out of the apprenticeship program because they do not have good attendance. So attendance is critical. Math and reading skills are absolutely critical in the construction industry. So if you are a freshman, what I would suggest is you have math, reading as much as you can with the best grades that you can, and please attend school. If you are a sophomore, math and reading, you want tech ed classes, and you need to attend. Start taking some different tech ed classes. You'll maybe find out that, you know what, I really like welding, and you start working and you're like, well, I took a woodworking class. Boy, I really like that. When you get out of school, you then have some options to kind of know what you like to do. If you are a junior, again, math and reading, tech ed, and start to research which trade you might think that might suit you. It's no different than going to four-year college. Guidance counselors are talking to you as a junior to take your ACTs and SATs. And if you're going to the military, you take the ASVAB and you start looking at maybe what branch of the military you want to go to, what four-year college do you want to go to, what do you want to major in. We're no different. Do those same things. Find out what trade you might like, what the entry process is, what you need to do, and find out what may suit you. And please attend school. If you're a senior, I always tell seniors, hurry up. If you need math, reading, talk with your counselor. If you are interested in being an electrician, you can come and talk to me. We have a math tech trades class through the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. That's online. If you do not meet the minimum math requirement, which is a C or better in algebra or something greater than algebra for one high school year, you can take that class. And if you pass, that will suffice the minimum math credit for the apprenticeship program. And again, please don't get the senior slide and start to not attend because you think, well, I've got enough credits, I'm going to graduate, I don't need to show up for school. So, please attend. So in high school, employability skills, all your classes are important. I know I'm hitting on the ability for reading and reading comprehension and math, but all of your classes are important. Please try and get the best grades you can. Sometimes that is the one thing that we will take a certain individual and offer them an apprenticeship over another individual, maybe their high school grades. So all your classes are important. Extracurricular activities is, in my opinion, is a must. We are working in an area where you may get on a job site and it might be you by yourself. Are you able to work in a sole environment by yourself, be able to be productive? But we also work on job sites where there could be 1,000 people that are working there. We have individuals working in Marinette Marine, for example, building ships for the United States Navy, and there's over 1,000 people on the day shift. So can you work with others? Can you work in a team environment? Can you get along with them? Extracurricular activities, whether they're sports, drama, DECA, FFA, any of those types of things where you're doing something extra, trying to give back, maybe help out, just enjoying a sport or a class or something of that nature. Extracurricular activities will go a long way for you. Obviously, for us, the tech ed, industrial arts areas, you're going to want to take those classes, try to find out what you like. I usually tell high school students when I talk to them, go now because it's free. All right. If you think, well, I'm going to go to a tech school and I'm going to go for HVAC, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning, and you pay the money and you go there and you realize, boy, I really don't like this trade, and you leave, NWTC or any other school is not going to give you your money back. So make sure you kind of understand what you like, and those tech ed industrial arts areas are a great way to do that. And I always tell students, listen, if you take a small engine class and you realize you didn't like it, that's okay. Now you at least know how to fix the lawnmower, the snowblower, the chainsaw, whatever. You will always get something out of those classes. So, that's a very important area. Again, attendance is crucial. We are seeing, in my words, we're seeing an epidemic of people who are coming into the workforce that don't think they have to go to work every day. And worse off, they feel they don't even have to call and let you know that they are not going to be there that day. So attendance is crucial. Graduating from high school, please graduate from high school. Life is hard enough. So make sure you graduate from high school. You need to be willing to learn. And as you learn the trade, you need to be willing to teach. So if you have those, that's wonderful as well. Here's some steps to apprenticeship. And basically, this is kind of summing up everything I talked about: getting prepared, graduating, finding a trade that suits you. Know your entrance process, so know what you need to do to be able to get in, and then you'll be starting your career.